everybody, welcome back to PixelJunkies. We're doing the podcast, episode number 174. It is August 17th, 2018.
Who are you?
I am Andrew.
Before, but all right.
Well, I'm starting something new, all right?
I'm Rory.
Because some of these topics are going to be time sensitive.
I'm Aaron.
That's Aaron.
Also, for those of you watching this on YouTube, which I believe is the only way you can watch it, because everything else is in audio, there's a little convenient timestamp on the bottom that shows when it was published. Maybe look at it.
Yeah, but this is published at a different date than when we recorded, Adam.
Adam, what are we playing today?
We are playing Yakuza 0. I was going to make a joke there, but none came, so I just went straight.
Okay.
I had to be straight, man.
The first time Adam's actually identified the game we're playing and mentioned it correctly.
174 episodes.
So, yeah, this recently came out on the PC, and I purchased it immediately because I've been excited.
It was only like $30 too, right?
It was cheap, yeah. And I've been excited to play the Yakuza games for a really long time. And I was just thrilled to learn that this was on PC. And
looks great.
Seems to run
okay. Yeah, and it's an interesting sort of game. We'll see as the podcast progresses how
it's on
Adam
mid
enjoys
settings. It's on mid settings because if you crank them up to max, it actually goes down to normal. Yeah, because that's how the menu works in this game.
The menus are a little unusual in this one. Actually, it's one of the things I noticed. The kind of counterintuitive UI. So
it looks like, because of the way that my headphones are on my head, when I look at the camera, it looks like my headphones are on straight, even though my face is on an angle.
Face mic when you talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Face forward at all times, Adam. Do not look at us.
So Andrew, why don't you introduce our first topic?
Oh boy, here's something. So you know how sometimes you buy a game, and then you kind of like you don't play the game, and you just want to sell it off.
Yes. Well,
it better not be in its wrapping, in its packaging. You better take it out and not sell it as new, because Bethesda will take you down.
So you mean to say that if I wanted to...
If that was published by Bethesda and you tried to sell that as a new copy of Breaking Bad Season whatever.
Season 1.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Still has the price tag on it. Also, Ripperoni HMV.
Yeah, they would try to take you down for it.
So, yeah. I mean, I've been trying to decide what side of the fence I am on this issue, and...
Would you like me to read a statement from
Bethesda? Yeah, go ahead. Fill everyone in.
Bethesda does not and will not block the sale of pre-owned games.
This is just Andrew's reading a document voice, not making fun of Pete Hines or anybody.
No, I'm making fun of the piece of shit lawyer that wrote that shit. The issue in this case is that the seller offered a pre-owned game as new on the Amazon Marketplace. We do not allow non-authorized resellers to represent what they sell as new, because we can't verify that the game hasn't been opened and repackaged. This is how we help protect buyers from fraud and ensure our customers always receive authentic new product with all enclosed materials and warranty intact.
Is that Atticus Finch on the side there? That's what it looks like. Anyway, whatever.
In this case, if the
weird
game
spin-off for fucking
had been listed as pre-owned, this would not have been an issue.
So, the U.S. copyright law has a clause called first sale, which states that if you purchase a copyrighted item, you have the right to sell that copyrighted item, that specific instance of it. However...
Would you like me to read Bethesda's response to that? Because they responded to that.
Okay, they might be responding with the however, but go ahead and I'll tell you if they're... thinking about the exception to that law that
when the whole first sale thing was brought up,
yes,
this is what their piece of shit lawyers came back with. Under what is known as the first sale doctrine, once a trademark owner, the company, sells a product, the buyer ordinarily can resell the product without infringing the owner's mark. Thank you. However, the first sale doctrine does not apply when a reseller sells a trademarked good that is materially different from the company's genuine goods. Case law has established a few important principles relating to material differences. This includes that Number 1, the threshold of materiality is considered low. 2, only a single material difference is necessary to give rise to a trademark infringement claim. And 3, material differences do not have to be physical differences.
So I don't fully understand the argument. There is an exception, a well-known and established exception to first sale, that if it's like it doesn't apply if you only own a license, right? You have to actually own a copy, right? It does not. You can't resell. You're not allowed to resell a license. Now that isn't because that's considered a distinct thing, right? If someone sells you a license to something, you're not allowed to turn around and resell it. If I sell you a license for Sony Vegas Pro, you can't turn around and sell your copy of Sony Vegas Pro because you didn't buy a product. So that applies also to digital games.
On a certain level, George Lucas sold Star Wars and then kind of sold Disney a license to print money.
I see what you're saying. So it doesn't apply to digital games, for instance. Now, mind you, that's not really possible in most cases anyways, because you physically can't. Steam does not allow you to sell copies, so they don't have to deal with that at all. Because they probably wouldn't even be allowed allow you to do that.
You kind of can, but not inherently in Steam's UI. Like, you could buy a gift copy of a game and keep it, and then you could, like, through other means, sell the copy, sell the code.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, like, you could say on eBay, like, a copy of this game, if you buy it, I'll send you the code for it,
exactly, yeah.
So you could kind of in that way, but that's definitely a not intended method.
Yeah, and, that's, like, regardless of whether Bethesda is right or wrong, no ordinary person, which this guy's an ordinary person, is going to go up against Bethesda's lawyers. That's just too expensive.
Yeah. There's no reason to.
It's a bullying tactic.
Yeah.
That was used here.
It's a bullying tactic, but it's par for the course in the legal domain.
Yeah.
So to break it down simply, some guy had bought a copy of a game unopened.
Yeah.
He says unopened, wants to resell the game, listed as new. And then Bethesda came after him for saying, specifically, I think, that he said it was new.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, because then he's saying it comes with all the things that a new thing comes with, and he's not a licensed
From
vendor.
Bethesda's point of view, I can kind of see their argument that, like, this thing is considered new, and if he opens it and it's like... If somebody buys it and opens it and it's, like, missing, the disc is scratched or something, then it kind of, in some respects... Bethesda may feel responsible. Like, they didn't make the disc, they didn't ship it, I'm sure, but it came out of their development studios, and maybe there's some level of, like, obligation to provide a good product.
Yeah.
At least, is what they're saying. But on the other side of it, it's like, this guy has an unopened game. I think if you're selling it, you list it as used, then the value decreases
that's
significantly.
false. Like, it's... And you gotta almost wonder if... That in and of itself is considered false advertising if you try to sell a new game used.
Yeah, which was like my remedy to this is like, why not? Doesn't eBay and other things already do this where that you can list something as like new? Like it's
You're
not.
Right, yeah. Well, that would be the fix for this, right? Like that is the solution.
Yeah, because what determines something's newness? Like, if you, to me, if you're to break it down to like the basic elements, it's when something comes off the production line or when it comes out of the factory. When it comes from the people who made it to you, that's when something is new. And so if it now has an owner and it's being resold, even though you may not have, even if you may not have opened it or used it, it's still it's not new.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's even though in this case the game very much could have been an unopened copy of whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's not new.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, and I kind of use that heuristic myself.
But I still think it's a bit ridiculous that Bethesda would go after him.
Well, it's interesting they're going after one guy.
One guy, right? A lawsuit for this. Like, it seems a bit ridiculous.
It's not a lawsuit, right? They're threatening legal action.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like,
they told him to take down all Bethesda product that he's trying to sell.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bethesda's... Like, what are they getting at here?
It's a shitty PR move, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean... Like,
I read a comment on Reddit the other day. So, like, the only original content Bethesda are pumping out now is contrived legal action against various people.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So
I can see one good thing coming out of this, and this would be cutting down on the number of scalpers.
Yeah.
For collector's editions.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the Fallout 76 collector's edition right now is going for around $500-$600.
Wow.
On eBay.
You shouldn't buy that
because they only made like 4, and
they're
like, hey, get it while you can, but you can't.
Classic.
Yeah. Another thing to combat this would just be to make enough copies for the people that actually want to.
I think they did, but besides that, I think 4 is plenty. We have more ZeniMax stuff, unfortunately, today as well.
Yeah.
There's
this one's actually not Bethesda's fault.
Are you Daredevil now?
So I've kind of interesting I have interesting feelings on this. So there's a joke in Doom.
Yep.
Where what does it say? What is the word? What is the phrase it's objected to in the joke? I forget the exact quote. It's like, call them mortally challenged. Like,
demons may be considered an offensive term.
Yeah,
please refer to them as mortally challenged.
So I remember when
isn't everybody mortally challenged?
Yeah, actually, when DMC had a line that was, I can't remember what the line was. They removed it in, like, DMC did a new version without a previous line that a lot of people didn't like.
What was the line?
I don't even remember, but I remember.
Was it offensive?
No. Well, I didn't say that. Not to me.
This retard is retarded.
Jim Sterling made a video that said
that might be considered offensive.
Their choice to remove, like, they decided to remove the line, which is their obligation. But he said, and I actually agree with him, that it shouldn't be considered a form of censorship. Like,
is Beat It playing
because no one was censoring them. They chose they put a line out. Yeah. It didn't respond with the audience, and part of your art can be how does it receive with the audience. Sure. So if it's not receiving well, then you can fix that. That's part of you making your art good. Just like if you fucked up someone's face in a painting, you fix it. But
and if they chose Jesus guy though.
What did you say?
Did you ever see that picture of some church in Italy had this like really old, like Renaissance era picture of Jesus on a fresco, and they hired some guy to like restore it. And when he restored it, made it look like a child's like family drawing when he was 5.
Like an ape or something.
He completely ruined the drawing.
Good. What were you gonna say, Andrew? Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they took that line out because they thought that it actively made their product worse, that line it wasn't cohesive with the rest of the experience.
Yeah.
And that's why they took it out.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I take issue if they took it out because people complained about it and they kind of begrudgingly took it out.
So if they begrudgingly did it, I object. But if they said, we want this to be received by the audience a certain way. Like, that's part of it, too, right? Like, that's part of the composition.
Yes,
if you choose it to be.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I feel like they're lacking in integrity if they do that as well.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, and I also, the thing is, on both ends of that, I agree because I don't think it was cohesive. I don't think it fit. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember thinking that it was out of place.
Sure.
That's to be honest, the script of that game is not stellar.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but the script isn't the strong point.
They should have gotten what's his name to write it, or did he? The guy that wrote Odyssey and movies. The guy you like.
Oh, Alex Garland. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did he write that?
No, he didn't. No,
they should have gotten.
That would have been cool, actually. He probably would have done an interesting job. And that'll never happen now, of course, because they're not going to do an American version of those games again. No. So in this case, I feel kind of similarly to I do in that case, because I don't think that this joke is very funny. I think, to me, it feels a little shoehorned in.
Yeah,
I don't mean politically. Yeah. I mean, it just seems weird. It just seems a little out of place. I feel the exact same way about it as I did when L3 made like jokes about droid rights.
Yeah.
And I know that actually a lot of people who like are big into social justice also didn't like that because they felt that it made a mockery of social justice. Like, I didn't think that was good for anybody.
No.
The cut line from the MC.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got it.
Mundus says, whoever that is, soon I will own everything worth owning. I will control the world through debt. I have absolute power. And Lilith says, the world is at last your bitch, as am I. Nothing left but to grab it by the hair, bend it over, and then it trails off.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, out of place.
That was cut. That was cut down to
comically out of
the
place.
The world is at last your bitch. That was the only line left in.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, and like, so this line can go as far as I'm concerned. Probably for different reasons than maybe like. Hey, where are you on this? Where are you all on this?
I think it's funny.
Yeah,
but I also don't care. So I'm not a great cross section for society.
Right.
If it's a thing, I probably don't give a fuck about it. So
yeah, I don't. I kind of see both sides as well.
Yeah.
I do see it as actively making fun of the people that would be offended by this sort of thing.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And I think it was absolutely intentional by the creators of the game.
And I think if they want to leave it in, they should leave it in.
Yes.
Is this for Doom?
That's what I think.
I don't think they should take it out because a few people are upset.
But if you want to call them a piece of shit for leaving it in, go ahead.
Absolutely,
that's what you should do. Like, that's being a fan.
But you shouldn't try to get people fired for doing it. Yeah. Like, if you try to go after people's jobs for them having this job.
Well, because and I've always said this, as a fan, you should always give feedback on the content of the things you consume.
Absolutely.
You should never, ever say this person should be fired, because the fact of the matter is, you are not an expert in making games or running TV shows or whatever. Nope. You're an expert in consuming entertainment. Talk about what you know about.
And if you don't like this kind of thing, you don't have to buy the game. You don't have to play the game.
I think that... Let that play with your wallet.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, far away.
I think that the people who got offended at that line and thought that it was a snub at immigrants are not the kind of people who would be playing Doom anyway.
No.
So, maybe... I don't know. Maybe it's just not your
like
thing.
A joke. There's a larger line, actually, that sort of makes that a little more... that reading a little more cohesive. Of it, yeah, because just the part we quoted
that
for
all immigrants are mentally challenged.
No. There's like a larger context for that line, actually. That's about a sentence or two longer. That
look that up.
Yeah, look that up, and the reading of it to do with immigration will be a little more obvious to you.
But the UAC spokes like AI thing.
Yeah.
That line is longer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a sentence at the end, I believe. That was left out of most articles. I actually saw quoting it.
There is something that kind of relates to this. It's not on the list. I forgot to add it.
Yeah.
The pre-order sales of Battlefield 5 have been pretty low.
Good.
It seems like...
But you can play the Battle Royale mode.
All that's left is for sales of the game to be pretty low.
Yeah, it seems like the guy that was leading the studio that just recently stepped down after receiving, multiple millions of dollars in payouts.
So the phrase is, Earth is the melting pot of the universe. Let's make our friends feel welcome in their new home. And then it says, remember, demon can be offensive. Refer to them as mortally challenged.
Yeah, exactly. That was the melting pot line. Yeah,
so it is implying that all immigrants are mentally challenged.
I think it was just I think it was a fairly harmless joke that I think people are taking way too seriously.
Absolutely, Adam. 100%.
I think it's a very Doom style of dark humor.
Yeah.
At a very kind of palatable level. It's not
honestly, it's the kind of joke that I would make in a D&D campaign where I'd be, if I had some sort of like trickster demon character, we're like, we don't prefer the term demon, we prefer the term, mortally challenged. Please accept my culture into yours. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that... I think people... I mean, we've said this time and time again on the show. People will get offended by anything because they like feeling offended because it makes them feel justified in their emotions. So this is just another excuse for people to get offended by something.
Fuck you, Adam. You're mortally challenged.
How fucking dare you say I'm mortally challenged?
Oh, I said immortally challenged.
Wait, Adam's offended. Let's pay attention to him, quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
pull the cord.
Oh, I've never had this power before. And
Doom Eternal is canceled.
Toast is too white for my taste.
Boo!
I'm offended by your booing.
Pardon the pun.
My father was a ghost. Stop appropriating my culture.
Anyway, I was gonna say about Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 5, yeah.
The guy in charge that came out and said, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Apparently nobody was buying it. So.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Now, what was he referring to in that context? What was that, about the microtransactions?
Well, I think it was more in terms of the female soldiers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will say I like that he said that though, because I like that he stuck to his guns.
Sure,
I think you should stick to your guns.
This is what we just said about.
Yeah, it's
about
exact same
Doom.
thing. Yeah,
if you don't like it,
related.
Society is so retarded. Like on one hand, you have Bethesda being attacked by everyone, by SJWs.
Well, they're not being attacked by a lot of people. I just threw this on here. Okay. Some people that would be offended by a lot of things are also offended.
But it's a thing. The fact that it's a thing that like people are offended by this mortally challenged joke, and then on another level, a game that's somewhat inclusive, though not historically accurate, and kind of has labeled itself as being historically accurate, as like black people and females in World War II, and everyone's like, "I'm not buying this. It's not accurate."
Well, it's the gaming population, just like the movie going population, that really represents a huge diversity of opinion.
It just really shows you that it's always the vocal minority. It's like people will scream at Bethesda, but then nobody buys this game.
Yeah,
which is kind of, it's like the same point almost.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting, like Adam was saying, I think a lot of the people complaining about the thing in Doom aren't the people buying Doom.
Oh yeah,
just like a lot of the people that I think, I don't want to say DICE was trying to like, hey, we're being inclusive because, you know,
it seemed genuine
to appeal to the certain group of people.
It seemed genuine to me for what this
was.
Sure,
kind of did though, because they were marketing it as, you know, accurate battles when they weren't. So it seems like something, they had some meeting somewhere where they had this great World War II game, and then they said, "We gotta add females or people will complain."
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, I think maybe the group of people they were trying to appeal to aren't necessarily the group of people that are interested in a Battlefield.
Yeah. But you must.
And I'm being very like.
But you must see on the other end of that. But you must see on the other end of that one of the points to be made, and I'm sure other people would make this. It's particularly those people.
Yeah.
Would say that it would be more their thing if it had something more like that appealed to them.
Sure.
Just like I, for instance, say like maybe Red Dead Redemption would be my thing if maybe the setting was different or something with those mechanics, new setting. Yeah, right.
It's worth noting that this could also be partially or maybe the majority due to franchise fatigue.
Franchise fatigue, microtransactions. I
mean, yeah, and
Battlefield 2,
Call of Duty just came out with a World War II game. Everyone bought that. Yeah. Everyone who wanted a World War II game for the last 5-10 years.
I mean, I think that's a part of it, and I think if
Jesus Christ,
is that Revolver Ocelot?
He's an aging foreigner. Leave him alone.
I think
Jordan
if
like
I do think that that Aaron has a point. I'd say this is probably like a multivariate thing. The low sales are probably due to a number of different conditions.
Absolutely.
That contributed to this. Although it is interesting because we've seen in other things. Let's take I'm going to use Ocean's 8 as my example.
Yep.
So I saw Ocean's 8, and I thought it was as certainly. I would place it second place below Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Right, but I thought it was stronger than the other two Oceans, like Ocean's 12 and 13. I thought it was stronger than those.
I didn't see 13. I thought 12 was kind of garbage.
Yeah, I agree. And
11 was fantastic.
11 was brilliant. Not the original. I'm not particularly fond of the original.
I haven't seen the original, actually.
I
always meant to watch it.
It's not really my thing, truthfully. But those movies generally do quite well.
Oh my god!
Right?
No.
I mean, the movies that have been part of sort of a controversial wave of more inclusive films have overall actually done commercially very well. They've performed at a high level. So it's interesting to me that, at least so far, now maybe when Battlefield 5 goes actually into full sale, we'll see something different.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me that this hasn't done the same thing.
Well, it's kind of reassuring on some levels to know that people don't want to either pre-order games anymore. Yeah. They don't give a fuck about the incentives.
Pre-order culture, yeah, that's a good point.
Or a battle royale is starting to fatigue because this has a battle
That's an excellent point. Those are both great points, and I agree with you, Aaron. I think maybe after the Battlefront situation, people, even on the large scale, are more reluctant to pre-order.
Everybody's just really iffy about all EA games. It may be just all
pre-orders.
Now, mind you, while there were some scummy practices behind Battlefront, only until recently were they actually part of the game. I've enjoyed both games quite a lot, but I also understand that the first one was disappointing because it lacked a campaign mode, and the second one was disappointing because of all of the scummy business practices and kind of short campaign mode. But I still think the campaign mode in the second game was good, but that's kind of irrelevant.
What is next? I'm too far away from that.
Melanie Laurent. Yes. Cast in 6 Underground.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Melanie Laurent, she is a really good actress who was in Inglourious Basterds.
Real French.
I attempted it. Rory went all the way.
She is in Inglourious Basterds.
Got my toesies wet in the water.
She was obviously the French character in Inglourious Basterds.
No, she was good.
Really good in that. She was in Enemy, one of my favorite movies from the last number of years.
I watched that the other week, last week.
Fucking unbelievably good. What Adam has his finger up. What do you want?
Where is this?
Tokyo.
Okay, continue.
Tokyo.
Okay, yeah.
80s Tokyo.
Yeah, can we pause on this for just a quick moment?
On Enemy?
Oh,
yeah. It's
real weird movie.
Very weird, but really good.
Enemas, what is it?
Enemy. It's what's his name? Directed. One of the best.
Enema is the porn parody.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he's pretty alright.
Yeah.
Can you say that's super French?
Well, I mean, you can't say it without saying it French, right? You'd have to say, like, Denis Villeneuve or something to say it in English, right? Like Denis Villeneuve is unmistakable, whereas, like, Melanie's name has an accent over the E, right?
What's his name? Jacques? Is he related to Gilles or Jacques?
Jacques?
No, yeah. He's thinking Gilles and Jacques Villeneuve are famous drivers.
Mm-hmm. One of them is dead.
Yes, Gilles Villeneuve.
Did he just give them a lot of money?
No, it was only like 5 quid or what. Was it in this yen?
Quid.
Yeah, 5 yen. Take your tops off for 5 yen.
Oh, love. Take these 5 quid.
Yeah, they're in at London or whatever.
So that's if you're not familiar. Oh yeah, sorry. Enemy is so good. It's just unbelievably good, and one of Jake Gyllenhaal's best.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think one of his best. Although he's had a great, not only has he had a career with a lot of individually good movies, he's had a great past few years.
He's going to be in a Division movie with Jessica Chastain.
That's true. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
Yes.
Terrific as well. But yeah, so she's in that, of course. And if you're not familiar with 6 Underground, it's Michael Bay's new film. But hold it there. It's by the writers of Deadpool.
Also, Ryan Reynolds is in it.
So it's Michael Bay.
I feel like a lot of these things are just going to even it out. I think
this is going to be just okay.
I think it's going to be a mediocre.
Great cast, great writer, but Michael Bay is so bad.
Bethesda's making a new video game.
I hate his.
It's got the soundtrack by Mick Gordon. It's coming out on the Sega Genesis.
It's not on the list, Adam.
I
don't like the way Michael Bay shoots movies.
No one does.
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's not true. Michael Bay likes the way Michael Bay shoots movies.
Well, have you seen?
Maybe.
Has anyone else seen Pain and Gain?
No, I couldn't do it.
Mac.
It's a really dumb movie. I kind of enjoy.
This is. I don't think it's next on the list, but it does follow next in the order of themes we're talking about. The Academy Awards added a new category.
It is next on the list.
Oh, it is next. Okay, well that's convenient. That wasn't intentional. For outstanding. Yeah, what's up?
Is there a video game in this Yakuza video game?
Yeah, you're playing it. Oh, just wait. The fun part's really about to start now.
Oh, okay. All
right.
Hold you to that.
There are games in this.
So, yeah.
Games.
He's right, actually.
Sega games, I think.
Oh.
So, the Academy Awards added a new category for Outstanding Popular Film.
What?
It's a brand new thing. So the idea is,
because the films we picked are so pretentious, we had to add one that people actually buy.
I mean, this is sort of like the great superhero movie that you watch and you love, but you know it's not winning an Academy Award.
Is that because nobody's watching the Oscars anymore?
I don't think so.
It has to be, right? Because their views have been plummeting.
But this won't help that. I mean, maybe they think it'll help it. I guess this
one award.
To be fair, the Oscars are very out of touch out of everything, so they could probably be like, "What are kids into these days? Let's get some of them Cabbage Patch Kids up in here, and I'll get the kids watching this again. Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kids and Pogs.
Pogs,
Pogs, everyone's favorite '90s.
Looking out them member berries.
The
Oscars back in Pog form.
I mean, Mark Wahlberg.
They hand out Oscars. So it was
it's
at the Oscars now.
It's sort of been a controversial edition because there's some extent of like, why do we have best foreign film? Why do we have best documentary short? We have these things because these films are traditionally undercredited, right? They don't get the attention that they put into, right? When Icarus won Best Documentary last year, it's like,
so why do they like sweep those awards under the rug? Like, and here's the next 15 awards no one cares about. So we'll do them real fast. Fire them off. Come on, do them quick. Who had a sexual scandal last year? Louis C.K., come up here and do this one.
But the
hurry it up.
I guess the obvious thing about having a popular movie category is the popular movies do get attention, and they do make a lot of money, right? They get a lot of recognition as it is. Now, Mark Wahlberg has, unsurprisingly perhaps, been a big defender of the popular movie category, and he says, maybe if we'd had this before, some of my movies would have won them, and no, they wouldn't have, because the category is actually outstanding popular film, not just popular film. I love Mark Wahlberg.
There's no comma. Is it outstandingly popular?
No,
or
it's
is it just
outstanding popular.
Outstanding, popular.
It's like
so it needs to be popular and good.
Yeah, it needs to be popular and good. And I love Mark Wahlberg, and I think he's done some amazing movies. But his best movies are not his biggest box office successes.
No. He was in The Departed, though. Did that win an Oscar?
Departed.
They won an Oscar for Best Director. Martin Scorsese before the Oscars. He had been one of the longest running directors to not win Best Director, but have a lot of nominations. So that was actually first. But it certainly isn't the box office success that Transformers is. Right? The Fighter, also brilliant. Boogie Nights. Like, he's done lots of amazing movies, right?
We should have shittiest awards as well, like Worst Movie of the Year.
Those are the Razzies.
The Razzies, yes, that's right, yeah.
Well, do it at the Oscars so you can make fun of people. Make people feel bad for spending 2 years on something that was dog shit.
Oh, thank you. You made
what?
the...
What? What's going on?
You made the text.
Oh, man, are you Bruce Springsteen now?
I'm Toto.
I'm Toto.
Born in the USA.
God, I fucking hate Bruce Springsteen.
I thought it was Bringstein for a while, because no one says his name correctly, because it's impossible.
Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah. I thought it was Bringstein. You're saying Bruce Springsteen.
Oh.
When you say Bruce,
the
S is long.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, yeah.
Judgment Diddy!
So we'll see about that popular vote, maybe not.
That's the man who's died. That's the face of the man who's lost the will to live.
Are we gonna genuinely pretend
I don't know if
Black
that's
Panther's not gonna win that?
Like what?
Black Panther's gonna win.
Black Panther's winning this award.
Oh, that's what? God damn it!
Let's face it. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I will be genuinely surprised if it does not.
I'll be amazed.
Is that 86 points out of 100?
It's out of 1,000. You're terrible at it.
Yes, great as 100. So you did pretty good.
Well, everyone knows that like perfect in Japan is still like 2,000 points below maximum.
For the record, that game is like impossible on a keyboard. It's like fucking super hard. But yeah, really play this game with a controller if you're at home and you want to get this game.
Or you're trying to punch through with a keyboard.
I take everything
seriously. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Black Panther was good, but it really wasn't. Objectively, it really wasn't any different than the other. I think it's objective. Like if it's people who look at it and go like, oh, finally there's a black superhero, somebody for me. Like that's I've seen more black people, and this isn't like a racist.
Reminds me of that JonTron moment when he's doing the game fill up, and he's like, "Perfect for kids with no neck." Finally, a game system for me.
Boy, that wasn't the JonTron moment. I thought you were going to share that. Carry on, Aaron.
I saw more black people at the theater going to Black Panther than I've ever seen in this province.
Is it worth noting that we live in a place with basically no black people?
It's overwhelmingly white. It's overwhelmingly white.
We live in Eastern Canada.
Our province is like Crest toothpaste, noticeably white.
Oh, I think I say like
if
green.
You see, this is going to sound really racist, but if you see more than 3 at once, something might be genuinely going on.
Yeah, like Black Panther came out.
Like, there are so few black people on this island.
There are very few.
Oh, I get the plane now.
And it's not like a race thing. It's black people just don't want to come here. But
I mean, think about it. As far as... First of all, I'm down with making movies for any reason.
Oh, absolutely.
Pirates of the Caribbean was made to make some fucking money off the theme park.
Allow me to clarify. Allow me to clarify. Make a movie about whatever race, creed, ethnicity you want. I think it's perfectly fine, and people who are in minority groups, I think that's perfectly acceptable and amazing for them, because for some reason Hollywood and games industry and everything seems to be completely whitewashed. So I'm totally okay with Black Panther. I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. But I don't think, objectively, it was any different than the other standalone superhero movies that Marvel have done. Like, it wasn't that much different than Ant-Man. It wasn't that much different than... What the fuck? It wasn't that much different than Iron Man in tone. Like, the narrative was kind of similar. Like, the way it progressed and everything. So I don't think it was really... It's definitely not the best movie Marvel have put out. It was good, but I don't think it was different.
It wasn't my favorite Marvel movie either, but I do think that in terms of popular movies, highest grossing movies, this one is a lot more meritorious than the other ones on the list.
I just
I guess that's where the popular thing is coming from.
Downtown Tokyo.
Yeah, almost certainly. And let's face it, it's not going to win a Best Picture, almost certainly. Right? Because traditionally they just don't give it to
But I guess at the same time, people have been criticizing the Oscars for being whitewashed for a long time. And now that you have this immensely popular, almost entirely black cast film, the only white guy in it was Martin Freeman or whatever his name is.
Well, Gollum was also Andy Serkis.
Oh yeah, true that. So 2 white people in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Also worth noting
that
we're
Asian.
As white people, we would never understand what the movie means to a black person.
It's a great point.
We don't have that perspective. Yeah. So,
that's fair.
I mean, obviously, there's a reason it's doing so well in those communities.
And I don't think...
a lot of people like it.
And
it is a genuinely good movie.
I don't object at all to the movement of having more inclusive movies, because if you're getting funding for your movie, I want you to make what you want. And that's one of the reasons, why... Not necessarily one of the reasons why I saw Ocean's 8, because I was going to see it anyways. But I was very glad that they made that. And I got to say, I do think it was that making that movie... I'll take Ocean's 8 as my example, not Ghostbusters, because there's a sort of an other set of circumstances surrounding that movie. But, I think the fact that movie got sort of as much backlash as it did, because it did get a fair bit, was very... It was good for the movie. Because... having that made a very good point for the movie. Sure. If that makes sense. Yeah. I'm sure I think they convinced people of something when they made that movie, and it got the backlash that it did.
Yeah.
Because of course Ocean's 11 is an all-male movie.
Yeah. And I haven't seen... Julia Roberts was in it.
But there are men in this movie too. Yeah. The central cast.
And if Ocean's 8 is genuinely a good movie, then that backlash was, I think, completely unfounded.
I agree. Yeah, I think there
was backlash.
Absolutely.
Because it was an all-woman cast.
Because they felt that it was forcing diversity.
Was that before the movie was out?
Oh yeah.
Whereas Ghostbusters, I tried to watch it.
That movie's not for everybody. There's no doubt about that.
I think that's more just it seems like a hangover type movie, but in the Ghostbusters universe.
Yes. And
kind of a complete betrayal of what Ghostbusters was. So I think that's where the backlash came from there. Not that it was females, though. I think...
But the backlash was long before the film came out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it was a bad trailer, but there's lots of shitty trailers. I mean, how many have we seen this year alone, you know?
I think it was just... It was because it was called just Ghostbusters.
I know what you're saying.
It was so different than
it's very different.
What Ghostbusters was. and the whole tone of it.
And my perspective is a little different because I don't particularly like the original Ghostbusters.
That's fair.
And
the original Ghostbusters isn't for everybody.
So I don't have the same connection. So maybe I didn't feel.
What was that Scrooge movie that Bill Murray was in?
Scrooged?
Scrooge, yeah. When we get into female remake of that, Scrooge. That movie wasn't very good anyway. It got okay towards the end, but it wasn't that good. That's unrelated.
I mean, you can sort of. You might be able to say the same thing about Bill Murray's career up to now.
I think a lot of people.
It almost got good there for a little while.
For a little while, there was enjoyable.
Bill Murray is great.
Oh, he's great. He was good in.
He's all right. I mean,
he was good in.
Bill Murray?
He's done a lot of shit.
He was good in Zombieland. Is he going to be in the second one?
That was kind of my point, actually.
Okay.
But
I also like him in most of
Wes
Anderson's films. I think he does a good job there.
Yeah,
I agree there. I think that's probably his strongest point.
He made Gun of Ice or something.
Let's not forget his biggest cinematic tour de force, Garfield the movie.
Oh yes, of course. Who's in it? Was it Jennifer Love Hewitt was in that?
Yep, okay. Jennifer Love Hewitt, and was it Paul Rudd?
It might have been. She was also in the Tuxedo with Jackie Chan.
That movie's excellent.
Tuxedo, Jackie Chan's favorite film after Drunken Master.
I love Drunken Master.
I have not seen it.
That's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies.
I've never seen it.
Your favorite movie or his favorite to make? What are you talking about?
No, I mean his favorite to make. I mean, that's a lie. Obviously, I don't think anybody ever. You're talking about the Tuxedo right now is the first time that movie has been mentioned since it left theaters.
Yeah, Rush Hour 2 was better.
I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
Jennifer Love Hewitt was in it. I wouldn't blame Jackie Chan for enjoying filming that movie.
She was also in The Ghost Whisperer, and that wasn't very good either.
She was in.
You didn't like The Ghost Whisperer?
Oh man, no.
What else was it?
Find a what?
I can't remember that
Payphone
movie that she was in.
You need to go to payphones to save in this game, and it's fucking annoying.
She was in.
You gotta do that in all of them.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fucking annoying.
What is this, Alien Isolation? She was in I Know What You Did Last Summer with
That's right, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Not Sarah, that's not
decent movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Not as good as Cruel Intentions, but...
Was Allison Hannigan that? Was Allison Hannigan
that? Was that a horror movie? Cruel Intentions?
No.
That was a romance film.
Yeah. Yeah, but Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. That was the connection.
Oh, no, I was saying I Know What You Did Last Summer was a decent horror film.
Was Allison Hannigan?
Oh, no, yeah. And Freddie Prinze Jr. is in that.
Yeah, yes.
That's actually where they met. Yeah, because, of course, they're married.
Who is?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
And?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting.
Allison Hannigan was in that, correct?
I
Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah, was she not? Oh,
no, I don't remember her.
Maybe I just created the perfect movie in my mind.
I'm seeing there's a little bit of fuck up with the AI's pathing.
No, that's what they do. They circle around the sewer.
Clearly, you've never been in Japan.
No, she wasn't.
Guy on phone duty.
Guys, we missed out on a perfect 90s opportunity to have
I love that guy on phone duty. That was
Mom, I've made it! I'm in the game industry!
What I like is he has a face and no name.
I like
they could even call him something like simple, like Yoshi or something like that.
They spent time randomly generating a dude for that thumbnail. And didn't give him a name.
Adam.
Hey, remember Spyro?
Do you like... Alright.
Remember Spyro? He's back in game form.
Except, you're going to have to wait. He's not back yet.
Has he been in other forms?
He was in Skylanders.
He was in toy form.
That's a game.
I'm sure for someone fucks like a furry version of him.
Yeah. Which they most certainly have.
Thanks for ruining Spyro.
It doesn't count.
Hang on, there's a pink thing. I'm heading towards
Was there a Spyro movie or cartoon or anything?
I don't think so.
No.
Also, I like how the guys were like, oh, I just got a page, I better go to the office. And he gets out and he's like, I should call the office and see what they want.
Stop in and get an ice cream. Stop in and get an ice cream.
Oh, I'm going to get an ice cream. And he calls into the office and the guys are like, yes? What do you want? I'm calling into the office. What do you need? He's like, we need you to come into the office. It's like, I knew it. I'm like,
man, they put those shelves right out to the door in Japan.
They really do.
I thought this was a living, breathing world, and you can't even buy ice cream.
Well, you can go and see the things on the map.
I want to go to Ringer's Hut.
You can go in the stores that are colored on the map.
Oh.
I can't, though.
I think it might be the one over. I think you're not quite on it.
No,
I can't go in the ice cream
bar. To your right.
That one's a
Technically, that's a popcorn shop.
To the right. Yeah, they call ice cream popcorn.
Go down there, go down the stairs.
You can go in the clothes store. That's right. Literally right there to your right. You can go in it.
Can you go in there?
Okay, never mind.
It's just a JPEG.
Never mind.
That's disappointing in GTA.
What happened to this living, breathing world?
Yeah. It is a living, breathing world.
There's invisible walls everywhere.
At no point is this advertised as all of Tokyo in a massive open world go anywhere thing.
Steal that car with no interior.
Steal that car.
You can't shop.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Hooligans!
We got hooligans.
So, I can't remember, is it EA? I think EA is in charge of the Spyro remaster.
Are they?
And they said that the
is
game...
It EA or Activision?
Oh, it's Activision. You're right.
Never
yeah, they said it needs more time and love, which is interesting.
Maybe they'll put the games on the disc while they're waiting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's why it got delayed. Oh, shit. People are concerned about this.
Yeah, the physical copy thing. That was a nightmare.
Man, I went down like a
but
bitch
the thing
there.
is, Activision... So, we all played when we were younger. At least I know that Aaron did. Played the Tony Hawk games.
Can you stop hitting me, please?
So, like, those were terrific. And somehow the new ones are broken.
You're talking about Activision?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I was getting immersed here in this game.
Like Tony Hawk Underground.
I mean, Neversoft made those, didn't they?
But they were Activision published.
Yeah, but then Activision was like, "Fuck you," and chopped the head off.
Yes,
Neversoft.
but which only had one eye to begin with.
Yeah,
and
they didn't have a whole lot. Activision, seriously.
Like, but the thing is, like, the new games are broken, and it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Because we know that they were capable of making these games, and
we're talking about Destiny 2 is perfect.
Literally the perfect game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So like Spyro 1 and 2 worked perfectly on their consoles years ago, but I'm worried that somehow the new one's gonna end up broken, just like the new Tony Hawk games. Like somehow there's gonna be frame rate drops and all sorts of nonsense.
Are they making a new one?
I'm sorry.
Are they making a new Spyro?
No, but well, functionally they have to,
it's
right?
really
because you can't really remaster that. Like it's a remaster, but it's.
I mean, games weren't perfect. Like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They had issues, but for the most part, they had to work or they failed because there was no fixing it.
There was no fixing it, which I honestly think that was one of the curses that befell the games industry was the ability to patch.
Well, in some respects, because in some instances we ended up with games that were horribly bugged and people just got used to it.
Yeah,
whereas now they can fix it, and it's like, oh shit, this is exploit in this game that kind of breaks the game. Sometimes we can now patch that, fix it.
The thing was, the people that fix it, like a lot of people, like look at Aliens, Colonial Marines, right?
Well, yeah,
they could have fixed
also
that,
the other
they just
side
didn't.
Of it. There's the other side of it where it's like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
not going to fix it.
Yeah, we're not going to fix it. Like Arkham Knight took quite a long time. So,
yeah. It's just funny to look at a game like Spyro, which didn't run great at the time, but I mean, it ran how it ran.
It functioned.
There was no graphical settings or performance back then. This was a game, and you got what it was. You didn't question its performance or quality. You just played it. So it's funny to look at Spyro now, a game that was like definitive back in its day.
Yeah.
Being a broken piece of shit when it comes out.
I think the recent Crash Bandicoot remaster ran okay.
That was pretty good. Okay, yeah.
As far as I know,
I never really got into Crash Bandicoot.
I can't remember hearing anything like, "Oh, this thing's completely broken."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw some gameplay, but I didn't really question it. It kind of was what it was.
I like how that was back in the '90s when everyone had to have like a mascot character. So like you saw Rayman and Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, and let's not forget everyone's favorite, Croc.
I definitely
Croc
thought
was the best.
I thought.
Oh, Gex.
I thought that.
Gex?
Oh man, Gex.
Oh man. I thought that Crash Bandicoot was the most. Crash Bandicoot, I thought was the most like offensive to the eyes, and like they definitely pushed that mascot more than any of the others. In the
he was
goddamn
in everything.
ads. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking take care of yourself, guys.
The character models look good in this.
Are you shitting? Stop shitting on our carpet. I'm
Kept
sorry.
You waiting, huh?
Kid Takeshi's in this, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Patriarch of the Geno clan.
I think he is. I saw something anyway. We might see him in this gameplay. I don't know. We're getting pretty close to the end there, maybe.
It's funny that we're playing Yakuza because it's almost like the spiritual successor to the Shenmue series.
Mm-hmm. Is it? And it's funny that we're playing Yakuza on the PC.
Yes,
because
specifically.
Shenmue 1 and 2 are coming out on PC on the 21st of August. So when this video goes up, they're coming out tomorrow.
You're under arrest for everything.
Sweet.
And it's going to be fun to play this on not a Dreamcast emulator. I'm excited. Because Dreamcast emulators have a lot of trouble with Shenmue. I'm just super excited. Shenmue is just cool.
Yeah, I love Shenmue. Or I should say I loved it. I haven't played it in years.
There's a lot from the gameplay I've seen of the Shenmue games. There's a lot of dicking around.
Oh yeah. But I fell in love with it because it was so unique and so
it's so different, and it's its own thing.
Especially back then.
When it was made, it was the most expensive game ever made.
Yeah.
And now it's a Kickstarter or whatever.
Yeah, and of course there's Shenmue 3.
And as goofy as the writing and the voice acting was,
the voice acting is high.
The story was genuinely special.
Yeah, exactly.
So is Yakuza actually like?
It's not in a shared universe. It's a spiritual successor.
It is an actual spiritual successor.
I think it's more a spiritual successor in terms of concepts behind the gameplay.
Definitely inspired by.
The people that made Yakuza.
20 Yakuza games later.
I don't think they made.
No, I don't think there's any real crossover. No. But I'm sure that they played Shenmue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There seems to be connections there somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think that's exciting, and that's going to be cool.
When is Shenmue 3 coming out?
Next year, I think.
Yeah. I didn't put this on the list. I'm guessing that was Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron,
the rest of these are mine.
What can you tell me about the new NVIDIA cards? I'm genuinely interested in getting whatever this new one is.
Well, you probably know as much as me.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, the new NVIDIA cards, they've unveiled the specs and what told us what the name is going to be. People were expecting it to be either the 2080 or the 1180, because the previous series was the 10 series,
and the previous series before that was the 9 series.
Yeah, they've numerically gone up in value throughout the years, and they've decided to skip 10 for some reason because the new ones is going to be the 20 series, and they've changed the branding from GTX, which was, as far as I can remember, always the performance end cards for NVIDIA, the GTX cards. They've changed it to RTX.
Well, first it was GT, then it was GTX.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Now it's RTX.
Now it's Rooster
which is
Teeth
unfortunate because it shares a name, with a very
so it's
not
like
event. The
RTX event of the year 2080.
The R stands for something, I think.
I don't know.
In the context of this?
Yeah.
I think they're changing the architecture from whatever it was, Pascal, to something else.
Ray tracing.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense actually.
Okay, so they're using real-time ray tracing now.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's cool. I mean, for those unaware, ray tracing technology it seems to be for the most part for in illuminating environments. It's kind of acts as like what generates the scene based on lighting. So a ray trace will effectively shoot millions of particles of light all over the environment, and that helps generate the color of textures as well as like the reflection. So if something is glass, then it reflects. It's a different way of generating a 3D environment. And previously, I don't know how new this is, how bleeding edge this technology is, but for a long time, ray tracing was not a real time rendering capability. It was like you render a scene and it takes a couple of minutes to generate it. So it's interesting now that there's like technology that can generate that accuracy in real time. So maybe potentially it's more or less taxing than previous technology.
So you mentioned specs. Have they come out with any specs?
Yeah. So they mentioned the card lineup is going to be the RTX Titan. That'll be comparative to the 1080 Ti. The 2080 will be comparative to the 1080, the existing 1080. So that seems to be the line. So they're starting with the Titan, that's the Ti, and then down, I guess, the regular line. And from for the most part,
except in January when they come out with a 2080 Ti.
Yeah, 2080 Ti and the Titan Ti or whatever.
Yeah.
Titan RTX 10 Titan Z or something. But it seems to be, for the most part, a 50% increase in performance across the board.
50%?
Yeah,
I read 10.
Okay. Well, they said that
those are radically different numbers.
What I read was that the RTX Titan was 50% more powerful than the TI, the 1080 Ti.
Fuck.
Wow.
And that the 2080 is 50% more powerful than the 1080.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe the 2080 is pretty close. Maybe there might be a 10% increase on the 2080 to the TI.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the.
So yeah. So I guess it's slightly more powerful.
They mentioned pricing.
No, I don't think they mentioned prices yet.
Yeah. Really high.
Yeah,
probably more than likely.
So I run my experiments at work on a 1080 Ti.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine something being better. Yeah. It's so good that I just don't.
That's what Adam's using to play this.
Yeah. It's true. Aaron also has one.
There are times though when I wish it was better. Like there's some games, and it's entirely the game's fault in many cases, that it just runs like ass.
So the thing is, you're using it for games. I'm using it to crunch numbers. Yeah. Crunching numbers, it's perfect.
There's no. I wish a lot more software used GPU. It seems like a lot of it
CPU
is CPU dependent.
I don't understand. The one that always amazes me is video editing. Because I'm surprised more of the computation isn't offloaded onto GPU, and I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know what it is.
There are some newer ones now that allow you to use your GPU.
Yeah.
But in many cases, in my case, I use Sony Vegas to edit our videos.
Yeah.
And Vegas does not like GPU. Like, it's an option, but in many cases, it just won't render the video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It'll just be 2 hours of black screen.
That's one of the big barriers of getting into video editing. Yeah. Is how CPU dependent it is.
Well, I recently upgraded my CPU.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm noticing.
What are you using now?
87. No, what's the latest one?
I think it's 8700K.
8700K.
Yeah. I'm using a 7700K at work, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I upgraded from a 4700K.
Jesus!
I'm noticing a huge.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah, and that's the bottleneck on that machine right now is the CPU. Like anytime you get frame dips or weird performance issues, it's probably because of the CPU.
Well, the big problem is that a lot of people want to play games and they want to record the games and then edit the videos. Yeah. But gaming is GPU dependent and editing videos is CPU dependent. Yeah. And so
gaming is CPU dependent.
Yeah.
Well, what? CPU dependent, but
not primarily,
it's way
but
more,
it can bottleneck.
Oh, absolutely. Like if you are not playing, like if you have a i3 6100, you're not gonna play. You're not playing GTA. You know what I mean?
Even with the top end card.
But Bethesda games in particular, a lot of the creation engine and the engines that came before are tied to CPU. That's just one of the many sort of quirks and unusualities of Bethesda games. I think.
I guess it depends on how games if they store textures or sound files or anything in the CPU's cache or something like that.
Yeah.
And then how quickly can that load? Or if I notice a lot if I have a couple of streams going. Yeah, streams seem to be particularly CPU dependent or heavy. So if you're playing a game that also may use a part of the CPU for unloading and offloading textures or something, then you definitely get a noticeable stutter in there.
Well, it's also worth noting that Windows Task Management is dog shit. And will assign lots of resources to bullshit that you don't need to deal with. Yeah.
Also, Chrome is kind of a pig sometimes when it comes to memory leaks. If you leave Chrome running with 20 tabs open, it's gonna take up all of your RAM.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Chrome actually has its issues
I don't understand. I'll leave Chrome open on my computer, and it's after a week, I have no RAM left. I got 32 gigs of RAM. So it's where the fuck is it gone? It doesn't make any sense. So, and I have nothing else open, so it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Hey, Adam. Yeah. Are you a Halo fan by any chance?
No, I never heard of it.
Okay.
That's Jordan you're thinking of.
Oh, right. Well,
Jordan will tell you everything.
Yeah, if Jordan were here, if Jordan were here, I'd tell him that not to worry. Halo Infinite is actually Halo 6.
Yeah.
So there you go. Microsoft confirmed it.
Hello. Jordan, no, we're doing the podcast, Jordan. No, Jordan, we're doing the Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you
Adam,
don't like it.
Tell Jordan not to worry.
I don't. No, it's Halo 6. No, it's the 6th one. It's not a spin-off. No, it's the 6th game. Yeah. Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't like it. Please stop yelling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go. Bye.
Man, it's crazy how Jordan heard that conversation. Oh. Never mind then. Yeah. So Microsoft has come out and explicitly stated, think of Halo Infinite as Halo 6. Because
it is Halo 6.
Yeah. Well, yes, I suppose in many ways.
Hey, boy.
But
the Halo games have the best names.
Microsoft has been trying to get away.
The best naming schemes in the entire
makes
video game
perfect
industry.
sense. Let's clue up the second trilogy by calling it not 6.
Rival only to Assassin's Creed.
So Microsoft has said that they're trying to get away from the numbered series, and they've been trying to do it for a while, except they can't because when you start numbering things, it only makes sense to continue numbering them. And to try and quell everyone assuming that this is a spin-off or prequel or unrelated to the Master Chief game, they've said, well, actually, it's just Halo 6.
It's almost like just numbering your games works perfectly fine, and you don't have to worry about it at all, because nobody gives a shit.
You know, they've still said that they want this to be, or they're going in new directions and trying to create new experiences. That's a weird combo for that guy. Purple leather biker jacket and white pants.
Yeah. It's the
I
80s.
just got off my yacht and I figured I'd try my hand at this.
It's the 80s, alright?
His turtleneck.
Bike of hooligan business.
Oh yeah, this is a prequel. Yeah. We didn't even
well, it's called Zero.
Acknowledge
so
this. Well, yeah.
You mean it's not Yakuza Infinite or not Adam, the other one?
Like every other Japanese game I've ever played, it's fucking heavy-handed in the intro with the dialogue and cutscenes.
I think the example they used as well was BioShock Infinite, so I'm wondering if they just stole the name. Like, oh, that's a good idea. It's in the same universe, but it's different. It's perfect.
Yeah, but BioShock Infinite isn't the third BioShock game. Not really. BioShock Infinite is a spin-off.
Third in numerical order. It is still in the same universe.
Apparently, they were also going to name it Halo Rise of the Master Chief. And Halo.
Halo.
Oh man, you play Halo?
The Battle of Halo. There you go, Phil. Next one. Halo 7's name already figured out. Halo.
I'm not going to finish the joke.
Halo 7, Halo?
Yeah, high altitude, low opening. Anyway, so I was kind of disappointed by this.
Dutch guy pronouncing Halo.
Trying to play a game of Halo. So once again, you had Halo 5 Guardians. I guess that's where that name came from. They're just going to go Halo Guardians. My dream of what Halo should be is probably gone out the window again. This is probably just going to be another run A to B FPS.
That's what Halo is, though.
But this one isn't Halo
This
6.
apple isn't a banana! My dreams of an apple are shattered!
Well, it's not Banana 6, it's Banana Infinite.
What I'm getting from what I saw in that trailer, my impression was larger environments. If nothing else, if we can get like Halo CE style levels, just even more open.
At the bare minimum, give me Halo Crisis. Like kind of open world levels.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that sounds fine. That sounds good.
I would have preferred like a larger open world, like a seamless open world experience.
Far Cry?
Kind of, yeah, but you know, with a bit more exploration, where you can kind of go. Like, I suppose maybe my ideal realistic Halo game would be on a Halo or some sort of structure, space structure, because they haven't been on a Halo in a long fucking time at this point. Have different areas on the Halo that are like kind of large hub worlds, where you can carry out different. And you'll have to like use the Pelican or something and fly between, and then you could have like a hub ship where you can. I don't know, get new armor or some shit, figure it out narrative-wise.
Last time I played Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
that's cool.
This is the perfect size for like half of a Halo game.
Yeah.
If you
it's not massive.
No, it's not massive, but it's pretty expansive.
Like almost like like Tomb Raider. We have like a hub world and then a couple of different sections that are also semi-expansive.
Yeah.
That you can go to throughout the.
And like, if you could play as Master Chief, like sprinting through like mountains or whatever.
Yeah.
Fields and mountains.
Is this game also about Master Chef, or is he dead yet?
No, he's in it. He's in it. He is primarily about Master Chief, apparently. Also, it's coming to PC.
It is?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a Halo 1 and
we
this.
got Halo 1, we got Halo 2.
Oh, we have Halo 2? I forgot
Halo 6 Infinite 6.
Yeah.
Christ.
It's a perfect, complete franchise.
Complete collection. They'll actually sell it as the collection, too. You'll get the Halo collection on Steam and on fucking 3 games
Finish
in
the
it.
fight.
You won't get Halo 2 because it requires...
Finish half the fight.
Live.
Sweet. That's good. My favorite service.
So you can't even play Halo 2 anymore?
No.
Oh, that was a hairy anus.
You can?
Not on PC.
Oh.
My favorite thing about Microsoft is when they get involved with PC games. They always do a great job.
And it'll only be available on Windows, the Windows Store.
Only the best client.
Which is by far and away the best client for downloading games. And is not at all.
I haven't decided. I think that's slightly... It's less less offensive than the Bethesda client.
Oh, it's absolutely worse. It is the worst piece of dog shit in the world.
It's worse, but it's less
terrible.
Like extraneous. You know what I mean? Like the Bethesda client makes so much less sense.
Not really. I've looked for stuff on the Windows Store and I can't find it. And then it's like,
but is the stuff there?
It's there, but you need to you need to
that's...
Google it and get a link to it on Google.
Yeah,
and then
I mean
you can
that's
go
fucking
to the
terrible.
store.
But I mean, at least there's enough
and then it's
games that are Microsoft.
Forza has an update. You need to download it. It's like, you're going to download it for me then, Windows? They're like, nope, you need to go to the Windows app and do it yourself. Like, okay, well, where's the update button? Like, I don't know, Google it. So then you like got to find, there's some really, like the update button in Windows. You need to go to the store, go to your library, which is an event in itself, then find the update button.
Right.
Then click Get Updates. Not Forza and download update for Forza. It's Get Updates. And then it goes, there's an update available for Forza. Would you like to download it? And then it's like, all right, downloading Forza update. And it downloads like, oh, there's also a Notepad update and an Open Explorer update and a fucking everything else we make update. Like, just download the fucking Forza update, please. It's so dumb. Just fucking put it on Steam, for Christ's sake. And also...
Hey, Bethesda, put Fallout 76 on Steam, too. Please.
Windows are the worst in terms of DRM, because the files for example, I would like to turn down the volume of Forza on my Windows mixer. If you're familiar with a Windows machine, there's a little sound icon. You click it, it shows you all the applications that are running, and you can turn down the volume for them individually.
Works like shit.
Well, I like it. I like it. It works fine. It does its thing. What do you find wrong with it?
Adam, you're not even reading the dialogue.
I don't know if you know, but like occasionally, especially if you're on like somewhat older hardware, that is one of the first sort of things to go in terms of like functioning applications.
Oh. Well, mine works, so I'm not familiar with sound mixers. My sound mixer works.
Oh, like when it works perfectly, it's a fine service.
Except in the case of a Windows, what are they? UMPs? Is that what they call them? Universal Microsoft Products or something?
Yeah, that's
UWPs.
Right, I think it's UWP. Yeah.
In the case of any Microsoft game that you download on PC from the Windows Store, all of the files for those games are encrypted. So if you manage to find, after hours and hours of digging, the files for whatever you downloaded on the Microsoft Store, it's encrypted. You can't open them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know where it is on your computer, you cannot access them.
I don't think these are real games.
What?
It's a... Oh, yes, they are, because it's the 80s. Never mind.
So the sound mixer, because it's encrypted, does not recognize that Forza is an application.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So I had to download a much better application for sound mixer, which is called Ear Trumpet. I highly recommend if you need another sound mixer, maybe in addition to the broken dog shit ones. Download Ear Trumpet. It shows you everything. It shows you every single application that's on your computer, even ones that don't even really have volume for whatever reason. And then you can adjust it that way. But it's really fucking aggravating to not be able to access the files that I downloaded on my computer. Like, oh, you need to decrypt these with Phil Spencer's second latch key. Whatever.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's terrible.
Rory.
Yeah.
You played this game before, right?
Yeah.
Is he on Super Saiyan?
Okay, I've watched a lot of anime. At what point do the card games happen?
Is he on Super Saiyan?
Oh,
I don't
know.
He's got special moves.
He's going.
This is in the Dragon Ball universe.
What's his name?
They're getting Goku as a guest.
Oh, Gokan. What's his name? Raichu. What's his name?
It's Kiryu.
Kiryu, yeah.
Kiryu,
right.
close enough. Kiryu going Super Saiyan.
Oh, I do. Just on a quick side note.
You died again.
Aaron watched his first Evo this year.
I didn't watch all of it.
No, but you watched top 8 for Tekken.
You're no longer an Evo virgin.
You watched top 8 for Tekken. I know because we were messing.
I thought you were saying something Japanese when you said top 8 there. It sounded not English.
No. The top 8, the best 8 players.
You watched top 8. Like, nope. Yeah, I guess so. Evo is dumb. Okay? Stop having final battles if it is not the final battle.
Oh, I know what he's saying. He's talking about the names. Yeah, I agree. The bracket names are
you tune in on Twitch to the Evo Tekken battle, and it says, like, final...
Winners finals.
Winners final. Like, okay, wow, I just got the last fight. Okay. All these the best people at Tekken playing the game. Like, up next, we got the losers final. Like, wait a minute. So why are you having the losers fight after the winners? I don't get it.
And, of course, in reality, you're not. Right?
No, yeah, you're not.
Because then they go into grand final.
Because then it's the loser of the fight from the winner's final who fights in the loser's final.
No, yeah, that's right.
And then they have the winner's grand final.
Yeah, fight the winner of the loser's final.
They
so
have
the winner
too many
of the
finals.
winners. So it's a double elimination, right?
Stop
you
having
lose twice
finals
to get eliminated. So if you lose, you pop into the loser's bracket. And if you lose in the loser's bracket, you're out. So the grand final is made up of the winner from the winner's bracket, along with the winner from the loser's bracket. But the winner from the loser's bracket is a huge disadvantage, because he has to win twice to win. Which is what happened. Well, it's not what happened, but he won once, and everybody was... I guess a lot of people thought it was over, but it wasn't over, because that
also,
just
shame on me for judging one of the commentators before I could see them, because I totally thought that he was wearing cat ears with a butt plug tail. And then it cut back to him, and it was Jordan with an 8-foot beard. So I was like, "Wow."
He's referring to Eris, who's a very popular Twitch streamer.
He's got a real high-pitched, kind of feminine voice, which is fine. But I was the judgmental asshole there.
So you're saying he sounded like he had cat ears with a butt plug?
Oh, he sounded like he was sitting on something very uncomfortable.
But it's everybody's first Evo is an interesting experience, and this year Tekken got up to about 175,000 concurrent viewers, which it doesn't sound like a lot maybe if you're watching a American football, but for a fighting game, that's a large number.
It just makes everything else that people comment about really dumb, because it's like, oh, he's going for the half twist. Oh, he missed that opportunity. Oh man, fuck. It's just like, okay, cool, there's money involved, I guess, here. And people spend a lot of time at this, but it's a fucking video.
Well, what was really the big thing this year was that there was an American player who made it very far in the bracket and made it to third place.
And everyone was like...
Is that uncommon?
Yeah, very.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't South Korean.
Tekken is dominated by the Korean and Japanese players. And he made it with King, the wrestling character, which people love to watch, because he does big throws, and it's like... The crowd was... Aaron can attest to this. The crowd was extremely loud every time there was a throw landed or something.
Yeah, I think near the end of the game.
I couldn't follow what was going on here.
That's Nicolas Cage.
Oh, man, that's Asian Mads Mikkelsen. It's Le Chiffre.
It's like a Mads Mikkelsen versus Nicolas Cage.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, whatever.
It's Nicolas Cage.
He's like... Kiryu, Mr. Doctor is like, okay, Mr. Doctor, Dr. Kiryu.
You're Doctor Strange.
Oh, we're using our made up names. I'm Spider-Man.
You know what I rewatched recently? Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, I think it's Infinity War. I rewatched Infinity War.
Thor: The Dark. That's
the second one.
The
so I wanted to, because we're split half and half in this group on which is better, Thor 1 or Thor 2.
I think I like the second.
I also like the second one.
Neither one of them are better. They're both awful.
And so I wanted to rewatch it just to see if I still agreed with myself, and I still do.
I think the second one is slightly better than the first one.
Natalie Portman is much worse than the second one.
But the whole first.
Let's say worse.
Let's
not say much worse.
Okay, she's worse.
Whereas Natalie Portman was bad in the second one, everything was bad in the first one. So there you go.
Let's talk.
Also, Kat Dennings was in it, and she pulled her bobs out on Twitter for some reason. So
Kat Dennings?
Kat Dennings.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. There's naked pictures of her online that she posted by accident. Just like Haley Williams.
Kat Jennings.
Did I say Jennings?
No, he did.
Oh. That's her name, right?
Kat Dennings, yes.
Two maids or whatever? Two broke chicks?
Two broke girls, yeah. They had two maids. Fucking Aaron lives in the 1800s.
I don't know. Well, they're, what are they? They're waiters or some waitresses.
They're waitresses, yes.
Well, I mean, it's 2018. Are they waiters?
Waitresses.
They're wait people.
Aren't they waitresses?
They're waitresses, yeah.
I thought we were getting rid of the feminine suffixes to things. Is that what it's called?
Is that a thing? Getting rid of the feminine suffixes
to
things?
Like you say, like if... Like
I know they were getting ready... They were getting rid... Oh my god. They were getting rid...
They're getting rid...
of, like, stewardess.
Yeah, stewardess is wrong. It's steward.
What do they call stewardesses?
Steward people.
Oh.
No, it is stewards. And like actresses, it's actors now.
Why can't we call the male stewards stewardesses?
Because they're
I mean, we can, but I don't know what utility that would gain us.
I don't think. I don't know. Waitresses were part of
I just think it would be funny if we weren't like super 60s, like all the stewardesses are in the like super short like 60s miniskirts, and all the males wear the same thing. Like,
and you can see their belly.
Zach Brannigan in fucking Futurama.
Their knob is poking out below the skirt.
Yeah.
Like that buddy in GTA.
Have you ever seen pictures? I'm joking, of course, but have you ever seen pictures of like what airlines used to be like in the 60s, where even like business class, or not, sorry, or like second even class or economy class used to have like class, yeah. here's a full cooked turkey and a foot massage, sure, and it's just like, wow, in 30 years I'm sure air flight will be even better, and now they're just like you get no bags. Are you traveling anywhere? Don't bring a bag or it's gonna cost you $50 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
I had the greatest worst sandwich I've ever had on a plane.
Why?
Which looked like someone's leftover meal that they put in wax paper or whatever, saran wrap, like plastic wrap, and then just stepped on it to make it as thin as possible, and then just...
What was the best about this?
It was
When
it
did
was
this
awful.
become good at some point?
Because it was just
you said it was the best, worst sandwich. Did it look bad and then taste great?
It's the best because I spent like...
Aaron follows up with, it was awful.
I spent hundreds of dollars to get on this plane, and they hand me this, like... confidently hand me this piece of shit sandwich.
Airplane food is trash.
Here you go. Thanks for being on our plane.
I don't know why. Like, you know what airlines need? Movie food. Fucking goddamn movie food, man.
What, popcorn?
Popcorn and bad pizza. That would be a strict improvement.
Can you imagine how messy it would be on a plane if everybody got popcorn?
You're on turbulence.
I mean, fuck it, yeah. I mean, but like, I don't know, pull down vacuum in front of the seat or something. Like they got pull down oxygen masks that don't do anything.
It would be a common occurrence for the stewards to kill themselves mid-flight. if they were handing out popcorn on the flight, it would be a very common thing.
That would be such an ironic way to react to mess on a plane.
Suicide hatch?
Yeah, one square
like a bathroom? Just a lever you pull.
Can you imagine how many people would accidentally die doing that? It's like
put the suicide room right next to the bathroom.
It's in the bathroom.
Yeah, it says
one lever is the toilet. One lever.
Up top it says pull, and then underneath in little letters is to kill self. Okay.
One of the best. That reminds me in Futurama, in the first episode, when they go into the suicide booth and Bender goes to kill himself, but he hauls the fucking quarter back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you guys like Vampire, the video game?
Oh my god, there's 2 more topics left.
That was okay.
Can we end?
Good news.
Can we go for an hour and 20 minutes?
It's going to be a TV movie. Well, no, it's not going to be a TV movie.
Oh my god, they're still talking.
TV I gotta stop talking. Go ahead.
It's gonna be a
TV. I gotta pee.
It's gonna be
I gotta pee too.
A TV adaptation. They're gonna make a TV show out of it.
Oh my god!
All TV shows are good. This is gonna be great.
I can't wait to watch a vampire-themed show that isn't the Buffy reboot about a guy who has gratuitous dialogue to himself.
It's gonna be great.
And shitty combat.
The
shitty combat carries over into the show.
Yeah.
How can we make the combat shittier in this show? A bit too action-packed for me.
They'll get the fight choreographers from Republic of Doyle.
I like how they're releasing a story mode to that game now instead of just fixing the combat. A story mode which completely goes against the entire concept of the game.
It'll be like...
Because it's supposed to be hard and make you choose to be like, suck blood to gain powers.
Like
so instead they're just making the combat super easy so you don't have to do that.
It'd be like Quantum Break. When you get into a fight, it cuts to a live action segment.
Yeah.
The Quiet Man.
we didn't talk about that. We talked about it last week.
Okay, yeah. We didn't talk about it. You and I.
You never,
right.
Yeah, it looks like shit. That's what I have to say about it. James Gunn definitely not coming back for Guardians 3.
Yeah, so...
Our last topic. The cast all said they wanted him back, and it's not going to happen.
David Bautista said he was going to leave unless Disney used James's original script.
Well, I guess he's not going to leave now.
No, they are going to use the script.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I read.
Oh, he was going to leave unless they used the script.
Yeah. So they're going to use James Gunn's script, but not James Gunn's himself.
Well, the best thing to do is to get a guy who wrote a script and get someone else to put their own touch on it by not knowing what he was planning.
That worked out really well for AI.
It's a great point,
actually. Well, I mean, the Russo brothers handled the Guardians pretty well in Infinity War. So I think maybe they could do a decent job with Guardians 3.
Are they directing?
No. But I'm saying that it can be done.
Well, he's not saying no. He's saying it's not. That's not confirmed. Like maybe they might be. They haven't said they're not.
Maybe they are. I mean,
I doubt they will. But
I mean, they're not doing anything now. I mean, Infinity War Part 2, whatever that's called, hasn't come out yet, but they already shot it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So that's just in post production. So maybe they'll do it. I mean, they'll have somebody. I would assume they'll have somebody who's done something already fill in for it, like that they know can do a good job with this sort of thing. Who did Ragnarok? I can't pronounce his name.
But he's very, very talented.
Very unpronounceable name for me.
They should get Roseanne Barr to direct.
Yeah, totally.
It's a very shiny bag of garbage.
Mm-hmm. Only chrome bags in
the
Tokyo.
80s.
So hopefully it's good. But it is unfortunate that James is not coming back.
I mean, the thing of it is, first of all, I don't necessarily agree that Marvel will pick an already established person because they have a new director doing Black Widow. So I think they're pretty adventurous with it.
I think we know who's doing Black Widow.
Yeah, Kate Shortland.
Oh, okay.
What has she done?
Berlin Syndrome, if you saw that. Well, that's the only thing you
else
could have seen.
James?
But like she did a couple other movies, but the only one I've seen is Berlin Syndrome.
James Mangold is doing something.
What?
Was Berlin Syndrome good?
I mean, it was very weird, and she's a very odd choice.
Okay.
If it's completely different than other Marvel movies, then it's a great choice.
That's my point. Like, they're venturous when it comes to new IPs.
Oh, but you're saying Guardians is established already.
They've had 2 movies. They've been in Infinity War. I think their style and their characters, I think a lot of that is very dependent on the actors.
Watermelon and ramen.
If there's anything that the Russo brothers are great at, it's homogeny. So,
I just think, like,
if their goal is to make it like the other Marvel movies, I have no doubt that the Russo brothers can do that.
I think they'll need somebody who understands the script and, like, what James Gunn had intended. Because, like, going in and picking up the pieces is not easy. Like, when you're not starting from scratch, you have all of these established characters and you know how they're going to perform in the film. And you have this established script that presumably plays to the strengths of those characters. You now need a director that can, like, make that all work.
I agree, and I do think that the script is the hardest part of a Guardians movie, and I sort of think that it's the most script-dependent movie in the cinematic universe, and I kind of think, to be honest, once you have a script, you are sort of on easy mode from there. Yeah. Because as far as at least, like, let's take the soundtrack, for instance, right? The soundtrack to Guardians is extremely... It's thematic, and by that I mean it's extremely low effort. Right? You just pick classic songs and you just put them on and people love it.
But at the same time, picked well in advance of filming the movie. Because in a lot of the cases, it's not just like they put on Rubber Band Man and it's like, oh man, it's an 80s song. It's like, no, the characters in the film are singing to it.
Yeah, well,
it's
exactly.
It's like, it's written in. Like, so...
But I mean, you could have just as easily got those characters to sing a different song.
Yeah, they're definitely not dependent on the film, but I think that maybe the theme, and in some cases in the Guardians movies, like even the lyrics, like in Guardians 2, the lyrics became like a subject of like progressing the narrative. So
Like, yeah, there's a point to be made there too. Yeah, it's not. But what I mean is, it's not like you're writing a soundtrack and you gotta be like, oh, we gotta pick this song.
Hello,
down in
Jordan?
Africa.
This is actually a phone call.
Hey, good. Listen, I know you keep calling, but you really do not have to worry. Microsoft has come out and said that Halo Infinite is actually going to be Halo 6. I know Adam told you before, but you don't have to worry, alright? Yes.
I wish we could hear Jordan.
I can.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the audience. Thomas can't.
You're not on the podcast, by the way. You're just in my ear.
Like I always like Asian G-Man.
Alright. We're gonna call you in like 10 minutes, okay?
Right? I mean, you're laughing, so...
I know what you're saying, actually.
What's Jordan want besides Microsoft?
He wants to know when we're going out.
Oh, okay.
Also, I love how Jordan routinely is like, it's Friday night, the guys are doing the podcast. I'll call them!
No, that's not what happens. Because you remember when we used to have him on the podcast on a regular basis? Mm-hmm. He would always forget?
Yeah.
Like, or like when he's playing a show.
They'd be like, come to the show on Friday night
come
at 8:30.
to the show Friday, yeah. Like, he never remembers that we do this.
Yeah. So there you go.
I love how this whole game's plot seems to center around buying this shit piece of land and putting some fucking property on it. It's like, oh man, prime real estate.
He's using it to leverage money, Adam, for the Yakuza.
First off, that cuts off that building's fire escape, so I'm not even sure that's fucking legal.
Is he working for the Yakuza yet, or is he not into it?
He's the he's the lowest level of the Yakuza, and he just got framed for murder.
Okay. Yeah,
also, it's like it is prime real estate in Tokyo.
Yeah, I know. That's why like any big city sucks. Because like, oh man, we got 10 square feet. Put a fucking building on it. $10 million.
Do they launder money through the daycare?
I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there's... So, are you familiar with Memorial University's campus, right? Are you familiar with the science building at all? It's a square with a hollow middle.
Yeah.
But it's not a very large middle, right?
No, it's like it's a parking lot, right?
It's a parking lot, yeah. Well, there was a plan at one point to put a building in there, in the middle. Which, and the opening to get into that space is like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you could not get a crane in there. You know, like...
You would have to airlift a crane in.
Yeah.
Into the center of that.
And, like, you definitely hit something. Oh, yeah. It's like quite a small parking lot. And I imagine that was why they decided not to put a building in there. I can see them, like,
tearing down the interior walls of the building and just filling that space with more building.
I
can't see building another building inside of that
It's also not connected. Like, if you're on the second floor, you can't go all the way around the square. It's blocked off in the middle by a wall. On one end, there's a hard wall.
Because that's how you get to the parking lot. That wall is... So that's not on the third and fourth floor. It's only on the second and first floor because that's the area where the cars drive and they need to keep
that sure is a dumb thing Newfoundland did again.
That's only the first floor, Adam.
It's time to
the second floor is already on the, like, thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The first floor is the floor with where you actually exit. And you can walk outside.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't that gap for where the cars drive in, doesn't that go up to the second floor, and that's why they had to cut it off?
I think it goes up just before the second floor.
If that's the case, then that's even stupider than I thought it was.
I could be wrong. I'll go take a picture next time I'm over there.
Who plays...
Can we end?
Who's that the grumpy buddy in Parks and Rec?
You mean... I don't know who you're talking about.
He's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, whoever's on the tip of tongues, or Adam, or another guy.
Who are you talking about?
The character's name is Ron
Nick
Swanson.
Offerman is the actor.
Nick Offerman. That's who.
I didn't know he was the grumpy guy.
That looks like Nick Offerman.
No, not him. The other guy with the mustache. Or the whatever. Anyway, it's kind of...
we'll end the podcast when he comes
So anyway,
says how much he looks like
check out my eBay page where you can buy Breaking Bad, the complete first season, brand new. A brand new Pete Hines. Available now.
Straight community manager.
straight from Bryan Cranston's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
It's Pete Hines.
Oh hey Pete. Yeah.
What's he playing?
Yeah, all the time you say. Yeah.
Tell him about Halo 6.
No, I enjoy it too. Yeah, it's good.
Halo 6.
I wouldn't say it's great. Yeah. So did you hear about Halo 6? No, is it? Nope. All the time again. Okay, not out yet though. All right, we gotta go. Gotta go, Pete.